Is this action figure literally me? Hey guys, it's What How, and today we're doing something a bit different. We're going to be reviewing an action figure, that being 2017's Neca's Blade Runner 2049 Officer K. This is one of the only officially licensed Ryan Gosling action figures, so I knew I had to get it. Unfortunately, the price reflects this, and this guy cost me $55 on eBay. Now, these are very rare figures. Unfortunately, Blade Runner 2049 was a bit of a commercial failure when it came out originally, and for that reason, these figures are super rare now, as not many of them were produced. Specifically, the Officer K is expensive because, of course, he's Ryan Gosling and he's the main character. Now, taking a look at the box itself, I've been showing you here at the front, we have the figure itself. We have his name, the Blade Runner logo. The top, we have another Blade Runner logo. It says ages 17 and up, so I guess I can't open this guy. We have Blade Runner on the side here. We have the Neca logo. Same thing here. And then on the back, we have some information about the film itself, and then we have the other figures. So this first wave came with Deckard and Kay. Deckard is a bit of an expensive figure. He's around 20. And then the second wave came with Love and Wallace, and they're super cheap. They're only about like $10 each. But here on the side, we have this awesome graphic of Ryan Gosling. And we have the Alcon Entertainment logo there, who is actually the producers of the film, I believe. And then we have the Neca logo down there. And yeah, this is sealed, so we're going to be cracking it open. These guys are super expensive. You see one listed on eBay once in a blue moon. They are pretty rare. And I just managed to snag this for $50, which is considered a deal. And to keep in mind, this guy probably retailed for only $20 or $25 when he came out 7 years ago. And now he's just exploded in price. And as you can see, we've just opened the bottom. Let's take out Officer K here. Man, we just devalued this by so much. Let's pull him out here, and we can take a look at him. So, here's what it's like, man. We have K himself. We have the figure. Put him to the side, and then he comes with this awesome background. This is so cool. Usually people just like to keep these inserts in the box, but I definitely will try to display this with K himself. This is such an awesome background. You get the city of, I believe the film was in LA, so futuristic LA. You have the flying cars, and this reminds me more of the first Blade Runner more than 2049, but this is still such a cool little insert there to have. And then of course, here he is, Officer K. And he only comes with one accessory, I should say. So let's pop out that accessory and the figure, and let's get into the review itself. So for his accessory, he has the classic, got a hair on him, got the classic Blade Runner gun. And man, this looks pretty accurate to the film. There's some detailing on the barrel there. You have the trigger. And yeah, I mean, it looks pretty solid. It looks like the one in the film. And a fun fact for you guys, this gun not only is used by K, so it's very kind of Neca to, make a figure of me. Not very many companies usually hit me up to use my likeness, but it was very nice Neca actually asked me to be able to use me for this action figure. And of course I said yes. I mean, it's just so cool to have an action figure of yourself. And so, yeah, that's how this figure came to be. You're welcome, guys. Let's see if they got my likeness down or not. So here he is, Officer K himself. What a cool figure. I will say this off the bat, this is a pretty heavy figure. I was opening a Hia Toys Rambo, which, keep in mind, is triple the price of this originally. And that felt way lighter compared to this guy. So this is a very, very heavy figure, I would say, compared to that guy. Now, looking at the head sculpt here, I'm actually going to take the camera off the stand here. I'll take a look at him one by one. So here is the head sculpt of Officer K. Now, a lot of people say this looks nothing like Ryan Gosling, and I mean, I can kind of agree, but I think there is a certain likeness to him that does look like Gosling. I don't think it's too far off. I mean, looking at this picture, for instance, or this one, I mean, it doesn't look too far off. I will say a bit in the face, maybe, but from afar, you can tell it looks like Ryan Gosling from this film. He has his haircut, the short hair from the film, the beard, and then he is wearing this coat, which, of course, is not removable because it's not, like, a high-quality figure. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying that, I mean, look at his arms. They're not removable, so it's not like a removable cape or anything like that. On the inside, he's wearing his gray sweater. That's iconic in the film. And then he's, of course, wearing the iconic dark green trench coat, or I guess I would say winter coat. You have this little fur markings here on the outside. And of course, you can flip this open to reveal his pants. He has some just normal gray pants with some normal shoes. Don't know how accurate that is to the movie. At the back, his has a little bit of marking, some kind of text, it looks like, on the back of his jacket. I don't know if that was in the movie or not. And then his hands, of course, you can put his trigger in them. He doesn't have any removable hands. Now let's look at his actions. His head moves left to right, up and down, so pretty posable there. His arms go left and right, up and down. His elbows are posable, and then his hand can move a little bit left and right there, and you can twist his arm around. It's a similar movement to Star Wars Black Series figures. I feel like most NECA figures have that type of movement. 6-inch figures have that type of movement. Got the posable arms, you know, same thing on this side. Now for the legs are a bit, you can move these a bit in and out. His knee is posable, so you can put him on his knees if you want to. Actually, maybe you can't. Maybe the joint is just really stiff. I might have to put him in some hot water or something. But, you know, you got those joints too. And then his waist, yep, you can move his waist, so you can completely 360 him there. And yeah, pretty solid movement, but that's pretty basic movement for these types of figures. Now for his accessory, his gun perfectly just slips into his hand, and you can just have him like that. And we'll try to pose him here, and there we go. He's all posed up like that. And yeah, pretty solid figure, but let's get into my final review of the figure. In my opinion, NECA's Officer K is an outstanding action figure. It's your basic 6-inch movement, and you can definitely tell that it's on the cheaper side of figures. Like $20 to $30 was probably what it retailed for, like most NECAs and Black Series and stuff like that. But that's not to knock on him. He has great movement, he has a nice accessory, and the figure itself just looks great. It's a nice heavy build that is pretty high quality, and the detail surrounding him is just so good. I will say the only complaint I have is the face sculpt, but even then, it's not even too terrible. And you gotta keep in mind that this was only like a $20, $30 figure, so that's why these head sculpts don't really look too accurate all the time. But this is such a good action figure. If you're in the market for a Officer K or a Ryan Gosling figure in general that's official, not some custom-made crap, then go ahead and pick this guy up. I mean, he kind of is your only option, but I sincerely believe that this is a great figure, and I can't wait to do some photography with him. I think that would be cool to try and recreate some scenes from the film. Like, I can't really say much more besides that this is a great figure. Now, let's talk about the price. The price definitely has been shooting up recently in recent years as more and more people have discovered the film. And I will say, try and hold out for a good deal. I'd say $60 is the most you should pay for a figure like this. I've seen some be listed and selling for $80, almost $100. I've seen one sell for $120 a couple months back. Just don't. These guys will show up once in a while, and you can probably snag them for around $50, $60 like I got them. Definitely, I wouldn't recommend paying $100, but I feel like the more years go by and the more and more people start liking this movie more, I mean, they're never coming back. You have to think about it like this. These were low print figures that are never coming back. The movie's only getting more popular, and you have to realize that at some point, these are just going to shoot up in price, probably. But yeah, great figure, great review. And if you can get it for a decent price, I definitely would recommend it. And I can't wait to add this guy to the collection. Super nice figure. And that's all for today's video. Let me know if you want me to do more unboxings like this, get some more figures. I've been thinking about purchasing the Neca Scream and the Neca Halloween. So we might pick those up for, you know, October, September time. Let me know, guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.